Hey guys,
Hi.
what are you doing? You're like moving
Being
farther away from
cool.
me. Oh, you're being cool. Hi guys, we are Jack's Treasures. My name is Brian,
I'm Tracy.
and that is our cat Jack, our namesake right there. And we are Jack's Treasures. This is our ongoing series of questions and answers that people have asked us about reselling, and we just wanted to bring some Q&A to you guys, and these are only our opinions, so if you have a differing opinion or a question or a comment, please
Take them with a grain of salt or maybe a whole shaker of salt or a whole margarita.
yeah, and leave a comment down below. Whatever she said, fine. Okay, but leave a comment down below, and also like, share, and subscribe, and help us to stop soldier suicide. Check out the link that is down below for that right there. We're trying to reduce the number of soldiers that are committing suicide. I'm sorry, veterans that are committing suicide, which that number right now is 22 per day, and we want to try to lower that number by one. Just by doing it by one, we're going to save 365 lives.
Yes.
Okay, so that's fairly important. Today's question. What is today's question today?
What is a reseller?
Wow, that's a big question right now. You know, the reason why that's such a big question right now is because reselling and the term resellers has gotten a very, very negative vibe to it.
Yeah.
People literally will hide the fact that they're resellers, will hide the fact that that's what they do for a living, myself included. Not that I hide it, but I had a lot of I was a teacher before, and when I told people that I was quitting teaching after 18 years and to become a full-time reseller, they literally looked at me like I had a hole in my head or something, that I just like joined a cult or something, that it was just so bad. A lot of people don't respect what we do for a living because they don't know what a reseller is. But what is a reseller? It's a very basic, easy question. Yeah. But what's a reseller?
Put simply, it is any person, business, organization that purchases an item at one price and resells it.
So basically, any entity that purchases an item, doesn't manufacture the item, they purchase the item, okay, is a reseller. Okay.
Walmart is a reseller.
Walmart, okay. Auto dealerships, they're resellers. They don't manufacture those cars, okay. They purchase those cars from manufacturers. They're resellers.
Goodwill is a reseller.
Okay. Kay's Jewelers is a reseller. Okay?
George up the block having a yard sale, he's a reseller.
That's right. Okay. A restaurant. Okay, here's a great example of it. Okay. A McDonald's is a reseller. Okay. They don't raise the chickens right there or the cows right there and process that all. They purchase all of those meat products. Now, then they definitely do manufacture the hamburger or the chicken nuggets or whatever it may be, but that's still a reseller because they're not manufacturing.
It's funny you say that
resell.
Because most resellers do something to the product to make it more appreciated by the buyer, such as McDonald's. They buy those little chicken patties from some chicken retailer, and then they chicken retailer, I don't know, from the chicken processing company. They buy those, but then they fry them up in the store. They serve them with that awesome hot and sour sauce, and put it in a neat little Happy Meal box, and that makes it more buyable by the consumer.
So they are manufacturing something like a Happy Meal or whatever it may be, but they're still a reseller because they didn't make the items, that they purchase the items to make that product.
But that's actually where I was going with that, is like, we do the same thing. People think, oh, scumbag resellers, they just go buy stuff cheap and resell it. No,
I have been called that, by the way.
We have been, and vultures.
Yeah, actually I was called a vulture.
But we do stuff to the products to make them more viable and better for the individual. We might go buy some video games. We may take the cartridges we get and try to put them with instruction booklets that we purchase somewhere else, make it a more valuable product. We may clean things. We, at least when we buy clothes, we'll wash them.
Test those items out.
We
put
do things in them to make them better for the person who is buying them from us.
Exactly. So basically, everybody is almost a reseller unless you are the base people that is
Like a farmer.
straight up, yeah, manufacturing an item. Then you're a manufacturer.
Right.
Okay, so it's very bad when people sit there and have this negative thing and saying negative things about resellers. Is that we've been called a vulture. We were literally at a live auction, live storage unit auction. They opened up the door and there was a guy down the end of
You
the
bunch
storage
of
facility
vultures.
said, "We're all a bunch of vultures." And I'm like,
Well,
okay, okay, good.
I understand that some people do think that people that buy storage units are taking advantage of a situation. That stuff has to go. Those storage units deserve to be able to get money for their facilities.
Yeah.
And we're just helping provide them a service by cleaning it out.
We are providing them a service by cleaning out that storage facility that somebody neglected for some reason. They neglected that storage unit, whether they couldn't pay for it anymore, or somebody passed away, or they abandoned it, or they moved, or they things of that nature. We don't know about why that thing is up for auction. I have no idea why that.
And I do feel sorry for the people who lose their units. I do.
Yeah.
I have a heart.
We generally do. I will let you know right now. I don't want to buy somebody's unit that wants their unit, okay, because of that they might have had a little bit of financial hardship or whatever it may be. Hey, keep your unit. There's ways to keep units. There's things communicating with the storage facility. 9 times out of 10, they are going to work with
that
you.
Is actually going to be a future show we do is storage unit tips.
Yes.
As many storage units as we bought, we know a lot about the industry.
Now, there's also people that are going to criticize us for going to a yard sale and trying to make deals at yard sales when people are trying to sell stuff. Like say somebody's trying to sell a cell phone, okay? And I know that iPhone is worth $800 and they're trying to sell it. They have it up there for $100. Now, am I supposed to go in there and say, well, here, I know this thing is worth $800, so I'll give you $800 for your $100 phone? No, I'm not supposed to be educating those people. I don't go into Walmart and say, oh, look, you have this thing on clearance for, $10. I'm going to turn around and sell it for $100. So let me give you $100 for it because that's what I'm going to end up selling it for.
And nobody's coming to us and trying to give us extra money if we sell something under value, except for Jeff.
Well, yes, but the point about it is that those companies, when they're selling those stuff, they're selling this stuff for a profit. If you honestly believe that Walmart paid $85 for that TV or $350 for that TV that they're selling for $350, you're mistaken big time. Okay, they probably paid $40 for it. So as a reseller, they're trying to make maximum profit by moving that product along. As a reseller, I'm trying to make maximum profit by purchasing that item at the best price that I can get it. Okay?
I will say that we don't bargain a lot at yard sales. I mean,
I'm not really
occasionally, if we're buying a whole bunch of stuff, we're like, hey, can you make us a deal? But
yeah,
I'm not really one of those people that's like, I see that at 5, I'm like, can you give me 4? But I don't look poorly on people who do that. No,
I don't either.
That is definitely more of their business practice to help them achieve their goals.
Right. For us, it's more or less of a thing is that I see the product at what I know my bottom dollar is. Okay. And so when I go up there and they're at my bottom dollar, then yeah, I'm not going to go ahead and say, well, I want to see if I can reduce my bottom dollar. No, I know what I'm going to make on the product. If you're a good reseller, you comp out that item, you know what the item's going to sell for. Walmart's a great example. They're great resellers. I mean, they're a multi-billion-dollar business. So they know when they're buying these things. Are they 100% correct all the time? No. Am I 100% correct all the time? No. That's why they have those clearances to move those items along that they bought or purchased that are really large. How many times have you gone to a Walmart after Christmas, 2 days after Christmas, and all this stuff's marked 75% off? Okay. They're still making profit on that item. I can promise you that. But now they're trying to move that item along. If I'm trying to move an item along, I want to sell that item. So I'm going to sell that item at the cheapest price that I can for that item to go. That's what a lot of people do at yard sales. Okay, there's 2 or 3 different types of yard sales that you can go to, which we're going to discuss those too. So that, are you going to a yard sale for the people to try to make money? Are they going out there to try to move their items along? Are they cleaning out, making room for new items? Is it a desperate situation? Are they moving?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
or is it just a community yard sale and they want to be part of the neighborhood and
yeah,
let's see what we got. Let's throw it out on a table.
yeah, let's see what happens, right? Let's throw it up against the wall and see what
Mm-hmm.
sticks. All right. So reselling does have a negative connotation for it, but everybody, if you go into a store, you are experiencing resellers at a grand scale.
If
Very
you
much
think
larger scales.
resellers are bad, but you don't think Walmart's bad, then maybe you should reconsider your thoughts.
Or anybody, a grocery store. Grocery stores don't pay that those prices for those items. They get them at a huge discount. So, and that's the only way that they could sell them because they have to pay all of that overhead cost. See, a lot of people don't understand overhead costs, which that's another great video that we will be doing.
Everybody has overhead costs. That's a little spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Even small time resellers.
Yes, we do also. So that's what a reseller is. We got to try to change that mentality that resellers are vultures
and I'll tell you,
we're
this man will tell
scumbags.
anybody that he's a reseller. He doesn't mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind to an extent. I sometimes in yard sales I feel like the little ladies feel better thinking that I'm buying it for my children, but
most of the time, a lot of people. Okay, here's a great example. We went to a GameStop. Now, GameStop itself is a reseller, and they are they're the epitome of what a reseller is. People bring them video games. They're not giving those, so the price that they're selling them for, they don't give them that money. Okay, they give them a much lower value on that, pennies on the dollar for video games. But you don't see people out there, bitching about them making money off of GameStop and people bringing it in, but they do it all the time. Okay, well, I went into the GameStop and I literally bought I don't know. For an example, I bought 10 Funko Pops that were all the same. And the gentleman at the counter says, "Wow, you must have a 10 grandchildren or something like that." I'm like, "I don't have any grandchildren." I said, "I'm a reseller." He looked at me like I had a hole in my head. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, "Well, I'm going to resell these. I'm buying them to resell them." And I am not lying. I'm not trying to ditch on anybody that's working at GameStop or anything like that. This gentleman could not understand that I was buying them to sell them.
Let's be fair. I think he had been doing a little bit of the.
We're just going to get straight canceled and stuff like that. And it's going to be because of her, not me. But yeah, he looked at me like I have a hole in my head. Like, you're going to resell these? And I'm like, that's what you do, right? You do exactly what I'm doing. Okay, you buy stuff, so people bring stuff in, and then you resell it. You are a reseller.
But that is
But he just looked at me like he had no clue.
Another discussion here, going off tangent. We can sell 10 of that particular Wrestler Funko Pop because we have a much larger audience between eBay, between whatnot, between all these platforms that we have a lot more people wanting to buy that than a random little GameStop in the middle of nowhere coming in that all want to buy that.
Are you literally saying that we are bigger?
No, not at all. I am saying that we have a bigger reach than that one little GameStop does.
For that one item.
That chance that 10 people are going to come into one GameStop and want to buy that particular Funko is slim. Whereas 10 people finding our listings and wanting to buy that Funko Pop is a little bigger.
So, being a reseller.
Long story short, we're bigger than GameStop.
Oh my God. So now we're giving a shout out to GameStop. Or no, we're actually not. We're literally giving our own shout out and stuff like that. So, my God. Let us know what you guys think about, what do you think about resellers in general? And two, how do you feel about, if you are a reseller, are we scumbags? Because that's what some people think that we are, even though Walmart's a reseller and Target's a reseller. Marshall's is a reseller. Kohl's is a reseller.
Let's name all the stores in our town and call them resellers.
Well, that's what we would be able to do, but I'm not going to do that because we'd be wasting about probably 30 minutes of this already long.
Coat Factories are resellers. Publix is a reseller. Hallmark stores are resellers.
There we go. Okay, guys. All right. So make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and please check the link down below for the Stop Soldier Suicide.
Yes.
and give if
Pet
you
a cat.
can, and pet a cat. Okay. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, I'm Harry Potter. Who wants to buy this?